I was born in Antwerp, in a city in the north of Belgium, almost 31 years ago now. I went to Ghent University when I was 18. I studied geography. I did an extra postgraduate in conflict and development. In 2005 I met my wife, and in 2006 I moved to Leuven, and in 2007 we got married. After which we spent 1 year in Nepal. And in 2009 we got our daughter, who is making a noise in the background. So at university I already started to eat some vegetarian, some biological food, but it's more like tasting something different without really thinking too much. But then later when my wife got pregnant, we did start thinking of such basic thing as food. Before, well, if we mess up our own body, it's our own problem, and we live our lives as we want. But now, yeah, with the baby, we have to think twice. We have this system now with Tom, who has like a field where we rent, or you can say we pay an annual fee, and then we can go and harvest there. And we go like once or twice a week. We take the bicycle and we just go there for like 1 or 2 hours, in which the little one can play a little bit. She can take the carrots, she can take the strawberries. So it's kind of a mix of well, getting your food yourself, but also an educational activity for the kid to learn that the food doesn't come from a plastic box in the supermarket. When I came to university, well, you're sitting there with 500 students and a professor talking. It's so far away from experience-based education that you just have to sit and listen. And at least if you're learning all the time about warfares and about development aid and that kind of stuff, well, you should be there where the action is happening instead of just learning from the books. So I applied for this fund to fly me to Nepal, and that was really an eye-opener for me, getting hands-on experience with working with farmers in the field, staying in the village. And actually I valued that at least as much as my university education. I really believe that you have to feel it yourself. If I'm now going to be the professor who is explaining you're not going to really learn it. Of course, you have to feel it, to be there, living with less and being happy with less material stuff is one big lesson which you either don't learn when you're in Nepal, and then you move from one, like a cocoon, or how do you say, this bubble, or you decide to open yourself and be with the persons who are there, and then you start to look at things totally differently. You also live more in the rhythm of the natural rhythm of the day. It's always a shock to see how the rhythm of life here, the very hectic rhythm and the very materialistic consumer's lifestyle. Of course, it's quite double to go to Nepal and to take a flight. This is causing climate change, and this is a problem. I try to make the best of it. I stay for 6 months or longer, which kind of well, not justifies the flight, but at least I think it's better than just going for 3 weeks. And I also try to do good works when I'm there. I've always gone to Nepal for at least one professional reason, be it as a volunteer or as a researcher or as a journalist. Of course, the very best, if you really have to be in Nepal, is to come back over land and don't take a flight, which I did once. We took 2 months to travel slowly back to Belgium, and you see the changes gradually. You see Europe coming closer, and our culture and our way of living coming closer, like not day by day, but at least more gradual than when you fly from one end of the planet to the other. So that was quite a nice experience, yeah.